Good evening. It is I, Roncar. It is my pleasure to be with you in the evening. I enjoyed the little one's comment about the weather and the fact that although it was not apparent, because where the medium was, there was no sun shining. The sun, of course, was shining. And there are times in our lives when everything seems to get dark, when it is hard to remember that it is a transitory time for you and for everyone, that everyone goes through these times where things seem difficult and hard to manage and certainly not be in control. And what do you do about these times that are difficult for you? Do you succumb to depression, thinking that it will never end? Well, it is in your power to end these things. And part of that is by taking control of your own thoughts and your own ways of being and thinking more positive thoughts, not allowing your mind to dwell on whatever the issues were at this time in your life, not allowing your mind to dwell upon your problems, not allowing your mind to wander constantly in emotions, dealing with pain and suffering. For these are always transitory, as are the good times. It has been said, the only thing you can count on is change. Whatever things are today, they will not be there tomorrow. Something else will be in its place, that you will be able to change your life by making the decisions that you need to make. Now, many times we know that a decision is awaiting us, and it is an important decision. What do I do? Do I take this action or do I take another action? Well, one of the important things to remember in your life is that when it is time for a decision, that decision is best made. Procrastination is not the letter of the day. Procrastination brings you nothing but pain because you stay in your dilemma. And whatever was happening that you didn't like, that you had to change, and what actions should you take to make that change? Why then, it is up to you to make that decision and take that action so that you are the person in control by your words, your thoughts, and your actions, to abdicate your responsibility by procrastination is to harm yourself. It does not help you to remove yourself from a situation. It does not help you to find a better situation. It does not help you to change, to bring about what you want in your life. And so my message for you in this evening is that you take control of your life by making decisions and taking actions at the right time. That is the message for this evening. Now, what questions would you like to ask me this evening? And I see someone is new, and I will just make a comment that there is no procedure for questions. If no one else is speaking, ask your question. If they are speaking, you can wait until they have their answer and then ask your question. It is informal, and any way that works for you is what works for me. So, who has a question to start?
I have one.
Good.
Um, it this is just a basic question about myself. I don't know why I struggle so much with confidence.
You do not have confidence in yourself,
Right.
and it doesn't matter why you have no confidence in yourself. It probably comes about from your upbringing that no one told you that you did the right thing or to have confidence in yourself. So you have to work at correcting that. And the best way of doing that is using affirmations. And for a person who has having difficulty with confidence, I recommend this statement. I have confidence in myself and my abilities. This statement should be made at least 20 times a day. And the best time to do that is for you to do it as you are going, well, when you are already in bed, when you are in your favorite position, lying down in whatever position you like. You should simply begin to say, I have confidence in myself and my abilities. I have confidence in myself and my abilities. I have confidence in myself and my abilities. And you keep track on your fingers. Simply put one finger down and make the statement, followed by a second finger, then the third, and the fourth, and the fifth. And you go twice through your fingers for 20 times. And the chances are that, particularly as you continue to do this, that you will fall asleep while you are saying these sentences. And that is good, because as you are falling asleep, your subconscious mind is rising up and your conscious mind is getting lower. And at some point in time, your mind will be precisely even with your subconscious mind. So as you say these statements, you are saying them to your subconscious mind. We want to get that information that you have confidence in yourself and your abilities into your subconscious mind. And what you will find is that after about 1 to 2 weeks, but you must do it every night and you must do it for at least 20 times a night, that something subtle will change within you. That you will suddenly think, I can do things. I can do this thing. I know I can do this thing. It might be scary for me, but I know I can do these things because I have confidence in myself. And that thought will spontaneously come into your mind because you have been thinking it as much as possible during the day. You may choose to, if you are driving someplace, you may choose to say it while you are driving and just repeat it. The more you say it, the more it will become true for you in a shorter amount of time. But frequently, after no more than 2 weeks, you will begin to feel more confident in yourself. You will know that you can do things. You can accomplish stuff, that you are capable. There are many other statements you can make, but that particular statement, I have confidence in myself and my abilities, is a good one to start with. We can also recommend that you choose many other statements which say that you are capable, that you are accomplished, you always succeed at what you do. You see, making up a paragraph of praise for yourself that you say in each morning and each evening will help you to develop the confidence that you need. Do you have another question?
Well, it goes along with the confidence, I think. It just feels like I don't know why my life has always felt so difficult. Like there's always these big things that I have to get over to just be.
I don't quite understand what you are saying. Would you try to clarify what you mean by there's big things I have to get over in order to be?
It just feels like I'm always behind the 8 ball. It feels like um, things are tough, very tough, and it's always been that way for me.
Yes,
So
well, I am smiling only because it is not uncommon to think these things about yourself when you have not developed confidence. And some of it could be up to your upbringing, on how many times your mother and father told you that you were a capable person, that you did good work and praised you, and said they had the confidence in you to make your own decisions and to be successful at those decisions. And since that may have been missing from your childhood, that is why you must give it to yourself now. It is not wrong to say good things about yourself. You need to praise yourself. There will come a time when you do not have to praise yourself, simply because you will have developed through praising yourself your confidence and your abilities to make decisions and take actions which help your which help you in daily life. And so you will find that it simply goes away and you do not have these problems.
thank you.
I know it may seem hard to believe, but I do promise you, if you say that statement, I have confidence in myself and my abilities at least 20 times a day, and doing it at night is the most effective, that you will find that in about 2 weeks, you may find yourself thinking, well, why not? I can make that decision. I can do this, which I didn't think I could do. Well, at the very least, I can start it and see if it works. You see, you'll be more ready to try. And if you are lucky, for I do not know you and do not know exactly the ways in which your talents and all your abilities exist, that you may not be using them to the best degree. And so there may come a time when you suddenly realize that you are using your talents, you are using your abilities to help make your life better.
Thank you.
You are most welcome. And the medium is having a problem. Just a moment. We are going to trade spots for a moment because she needs to, her eyes are bothering her. She needs to blot them. They are watering. And I cannot make the moves for her. So I'm going to withdraw for just a few moments, and she will come in, and we won't break the whole trance, but she will come back and she will take care of her eyes. One moment, please. I am back. So, are there more questions? Surely there must be another question.
Yes.
Please
Let's
speak
see.
up.
Can you hear me? This is Charlotte. Yeah.
Charlotte,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. So, I'm concerned because I'm going early tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, to Morristown to have an endoscopy. And, that's where they go into your throat and there. And I'm a little concerned because I have been having problems at night with coughing and bringing up fluids and stuff. And I just need a little, like if you could.
Confidence booster that everything is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Of course, it will work out again for you, Charlotte. I realize it probably seems most uncomfortable, but I believe they put you to sleep for that, and they will be able to look down and see if there are any problems. Chances are that at worst you have perhaps, if you have been having some indigestion in things, that they will find a spot which has been, I do not know how to say it, is a little bit abnormal, and they will know what medication they can give you to help in that situation if that is what they see.
Yes, I'm going to this doctor who I really have confidence in. He's done this before. And he did tell me that the last time, several years ago, he was able to stretch my esophagus. And I thought that was wonderful. Rather than do surgery, he was able to stretch it for me. And I'm hoping that if it needs it again, that he would do that. But again, it's scary. It's scary,
Well, it's scary to contemplate because you are thinking that there may be other things that are wrong. And so you have confidence in your doctor. All that is important then is that you know that your doctor is going to do the best thing for you and take care of you. You have used this man before. He has done what was best for you in the time, and he will be able to take the right action one more time.
Oh, I hope, I guess he's very experienced, and I should really honor that. And
yes,
but,
honor that and just move easily.
Yeah. Okay. And it's still hard for me to make decisions. I don't know what it is about change. I'm very against change. As you know, my age, I'm going to be 88. And I said, well, by the time I'm 90, I should be out of this house because, I've been here for 57 years and I still don't know where or what direction to take. I have two daughters who want me to live close to them. One is in Virginia, and I don't know very many people in Virginia that, I have a sister-in-law that lives maybe less than an hour away, but I probably won't be driving and stuff like that. And it's scary to make that kind of a decision, even though they really, truly mean well.
You are correct. They mean well. and they would like to have the convenience of having you near them so that they do not have to worry because they feel that they cannot help you should you need help, being so far away from one another. And so that is why they ask you. But in truth, there is no reason why you should feel that you have to move to one place or another.
That's what I want to hear. That I could stay put and it's okay, even though the house is way big and a lot of clutter. And
Yes, of course. For a person of your age to stay in their own home and be comfortable is most important to continuing to live a healthy life. When you are forced to move, you may miss your surroundings, you may miss things, plus you are putting yourself into unnecessary stress, considering that all the work that you would have to do to get your house ready for sale. You are attached to your things, and that is fine for someone of your age. Yes, you will. It is okay for you to continue. You can hire some help if you need help. If you should know, you do not have to worry. As I look at you, no, you do not have to worry at this time. And if it should become necessary, your daughters can help you move. By that time, you won't be as attached. You may be ill or something like that, but that is in the future, not now.
Okay.
Do not stress yourself. Keep yourself happy and healthy in your own home, staying there because it is what makes you most relaxed, happy, and leading a good life.
Okay. And, I want to share with you that I was blessed last weekend. My granddaughter called and said she was visiting her father, who lives in the same town as I do, and that they wanted to stop by and see me. And they're the ones that I'm great grandparents to a little boy and a pair of twins, a boy and a girl. And they came over, and my daughter also came over, and son-in-law, and my son was here. It was such a wonderful visit. And if I didn't have that, they were running around the house and to all the rooms and playing with things that I had, because I leave a lot of stuff out, dolls and toys and bowls and whatever. And they just had the best time, and it gave me so much joy to see them running around and enjoying the house,
Yes, of course. How wonderful for you to have had that experience. And the fact that you can still have these experiences in your own home are what make you most happy. And should it come time, at some time in the future, who knows, that it is
I would
necessary.
have to.
But
Right.
that
Certain things
need
will make
help.
it. Yeah.
You need help. That
Mhm.
is when it is necessary. Right now, you do not need help. And when you do need help, whatever daughter who is asking to be most helpful is the one that should come to your home and help you do the things that you need to do so that you can leave. Do you
Okay,
understand?
that makes me feel better. Yeah, to know that.
Yes. Just have
Yes.
the courage to keep enjoying yourself, your home, your life.
To not make any rash decisions that I might regret later on.
No. And that it only stresses you out right now.
It does, yeah. Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate your input.
You're most welcome. And I'm sure your task will be resolved quite easily through the procedure.
Oh, thank you again. Okay.
You're most welcome. Are there other questions?
I have a question. It's Karen.
Yes.
I'm challenged not losing myself in other people's stuff. Like a friend of mine had open heart surgery last week, and I was really on pins and needles. And it's challenging for me to detach from what other people are going through. There's so much there's so much illness and sadness, and
Well, you have empathy for these people. They are
Mhm.
friends. They are people that you have grown to love and appreciate in your life. And you are being afraid or scared by the thought that you might lose this person or other people in your life because of the difficulties they are going through at this time. And unfortunately, you are in a way similar to Charlotte because you are also growing older. While I believe you are younger than Charlotte, but your friends, some of your friends are as old as Charlotte, and you know that the possibility of transition for these people is high. And so that is why you are afraid that you will be losing these people in your life. And the
Right.
truth is that that is probable. And certainly when someone you love is going through open heart surgery, it is natural to be anxious about the outcome for both for them and as regards to yourself. And so what you are most afraid of is you're losing these people. Not so much that they will transition. That is not a happy thing, but it is also not a horrible thing, as you are well aware. You have confidence and knowledge of the afterlife. You know that life continues. And so what it is you are afraid of and worried about is loneliness for yourself, losing your friends, you losing family members. This is where your mind is dwelling, even if you have not acknowledged it. You are afraid of losing these people in your life. And looking at that as a distinct possibility leaves you frightened. And you have a right to be frightened. But there will always be other people in your life. For you are a good woman who cares for others, and many people care for you. And so if you lose friends or family members due to their transitioning, other people will step up in your life to continue to care for you and to show their care for you so that you will see that you will always be loved. And that is the truth. People who are younger than you appreciate you.
Thank you, Roncar.
You are most welcome. I don't know if my answer has helped you.
Oh, you know it has.
In some ways, it was rather brutal to discuss that.
Well, my friends, I went to lunch with my friends last week, and they're in their 90s, and the next one up from me is turning 85, and it began to feel like this is the beginning of the end for some of them.
Yes, you are correct.
93.
You are correct. It is They may live for another few years. Maybe they will reach 100. Maybe they will reach 103. But they may or may not be capable of going to lunch at that age.
Right. I just lost my aunt who was 107
Wow.
and a good friend who was 93. And they were, like cornerstones. They felt like they were cornerstones for me because they were of my parents' generation. And I'm such a mixed bag of wanting the comfort of that generation, and yet this past week feeling like I was finally giving up my mother's emotions that I was carrying around, her baggage that I could finally let go of. It's on the one hand letting go of the weight that I carried for my mother, and on the other hand wanting her and other spirits, healthy holy spirits, to be around me, and wanting to open up to them so that I can feel connected. I mean, I found myself saying today, well, all I have is God. And as you said, on one level, I know that's more than enough. But on a human level, it feels so
Lonely.
separate. It feels separate.
It feels lonely.
It does.
And a
I'm not a
suggestion,
member of a big family.
right?
You know,
But for a suggestion for you would be to find a place where you can meet some other people and younger people,
right.
because that will help to make you feel surrounded and loved. So I do not know where this could be in your community for yourself. I know because you are here that you have an understanding and an interest in metaphysical subjects, and so that traditional churches may not be of much interest to you, but you might consider joining one simply for the other social events that may be available. So,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. I do attend one at times that has a multi-generational presence there, and that is helpful. That's healing.
And so that is what I would suggest. Perhaps sometimes things are available at your library also, which might have some activities that you could join in and to learn something new, and possibly make new friends, which you have not had a need for until recently. And it is difficult when your friends and family members are old, and you know that at any time they can be struck down by illness and taken away from you. It is a fact, and it is sad for you who are still left here, but it is what you have that you can do. And so try to find more activities outside of what you have been doing in the past.
Right.
I know you have a love of animals.
I do.
Perhaps at the animal shelter, you can also find more people that you would at least have that in common. And it could be the foundation of a greater relationship.
Thank you, Roncar.
You are most welcome. I give you my blessings. Are there
Thank you.
other questions? And of course, I need to remind you that if there are no more questions, it does tend to signal the end of the evening. So if there are any more questions, please speak up.
Well, let me ask, how do I open myself up to feel the love and support of those in spirit and my guides and angels? You know, how do I open up to them?
Well, a suggestion is that you simply ask them to communicate with you, that you want to feel them, you want to know them more and to understand them. And you would ask them questions, such as what you have asked me. You could ask, are their names? You could ask, I would suggest that you not try for your mother or your father, close family, because that might be difficult.
Yeah.
Both for you and for spirit.
Okay.
Ask for your guides, ask for other people to please speak with you, and just take a little quiet time. Do a light meditation and sit quietly and speak to them and say, I know that you're there and I know that you help me. And tell me your name. And ask for your joy guide. Ask for the name of your doctor. And ask for your spiritual guide. Ask for his help, his name, and see what comes to you. Now, the most difficult aspect of trying to go into communication with spirit is that the ways that spirit may communicate with you can be rejected as not being real communication. That you think it is your own imagination, that you are having an imaginary dialogue with an imaginary person, and it's all in your head, and none of it is real. But the truth of the matter is, the only way we can communicate with you on the physical plane is through your thinking, through your consciousness. And so we do send our thoughts to you. And sometimes, depending upon the people that you are, it is accepted, recognized, and used. But for many people, even those who desire communication, they are thinking, this is just my imagination. And so they stop trying to communicate and move on. When in truth, they were communicating. They were having a conversation. They did get the right information. They just did not try it. They couldn't accept it. And so that is the biggest thing that stops people from being successful at spirit communication. They don't believe that they are actually experiencing. And sometimes, aside from hearing it in your own head, not through your ears, but in your head, in your mind, there are other ways. Just the fact that if you ask a question of someone and you need to find something, and you're going about your life, and you have told Spirit that you need to find your, whatever it is, your bracelet, your checkbook, your camera that you have misplaced. That all of a sudden in your head, you think of a place you didn't look and it just happened to be there. That is Spirit communication. It just comes to you sometimes. You know what the answer is. You suddenly think of something you had not thought of before. That is Spirit communication. Spirit telling you, helping you to find information and giving you understanding.
Thank you, Roncar.
So I think you can make it with, if you remember that, you will make your life better. You will make it happier.
I am aware of some of that coming through.
So you have
Mhm.
experienced it, but
Mhm.
perhaps you were rejecting it. But that is what you must remember. Be open to what you have already received and just continue to receive.
As Charlotte was saying about change, it's as if I've had all the change I can handle. And whether I'm overstimulated or just afraid of not knowing what's going to happen, I resist change, and that does cause procrastination. And yet there are times when I just feel like, how do I handle more change?
What kind of change have you had to handle?
Oh, I had to get into a Zoom tonight with Google Meetings, and I had no idea how to do that. And I mean, it's from that to my energy level changing. I can't rely on myself to have the energy that I need to have or that I want to have during
Yes.
the day without taking a couple of naps.
Yes, it is part of the difficulty of getting older that you lose a lot of energy. And perhaps you need to go to the doctor and tell him of this problem that you have with energy, and you just want to have a checkup, a blood test, whatever, to make sure that everything is okay. It doesn't require necessarily, lots of x-rays and things like that, CAT scans. You do not have to go through all those things unless the doctor recommends it, but generally it will start with a blood test. And they will check out to see whether your blood chemistry is good or not. And perhaps you need one. Maybe you are not, maybe you are deficient in a vitamin, not getting enough vitamin D, or not getting enough vitamin B. Some of these things can directly affect your energy. Maybe you're low in magnesium. You need to have this checked out so that you can feel better. And it could be something as simple as a vitamin deficiency.
Part of what I'm resisting is getting out and walking as much as I need to. And I don't really understand my resistance, except that maybe I'm more in my head than I am in my body.
You don't find walking enjoyable. So I would assume that is what you are saying to me, that you do not find walking enjoyable. So you have to find a different way of exercising rather than walking. Perhaps, I do not know, but perhaps in your area, there may be something like the YMCA, which may have a gym that you could join, or a pool that you could do some swimming in, which may help you get a little more exercise. You do not have to walk. You only need to find something you like to do and then participate in it. And finding that within a social group will accomplish two things. You see, it may encourage you to move forward in what is good for you through this, whatever exercise that you are doing, or it may also help you to meet new people. And so, yes, you do have to take action. You have to force yourself to find an organization, someplace that you can find new friends, as well as solve the problem of getting some exercise. And that may help you. But I really suggest you see your doctor and ask for a checkup, that you are too tired most of the time. Now, fatigue can be physical, and also it can come about for emotional reasons.
Right.
Only you can tell the difference, whether you feel overwhelmed and you are depressed. But either way, this should start with a doctor appointment. Do you understand?
I have had those tests, and so I'm increasing my vitamin B. Yeah.
And well, that is good. You had the tests and you found out you were vitamin B deficient, so take some extra and continue to take the extra that you need to take, and then move, see what else you can find that can strike you something you would like to do.
Right. I'll call the recreation center and see about the line dancing, if that's resumed after COVID.
Sounds like fun, line
Mhm.
dancing. And perhaps one of those dogs at the shelter would like to go for a walk. And you can accomplish two things.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, do
Oh,
it every day.
oh Lord. Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
looking for them to like me, and all they want are treats. They couldn't care less about who's walking.
that is true. That
Yeah.
is true. But they need a walk, and if you could walk them, it will be good for you too.
Okay. And the hospital may have resumed its walking group. I can check into that.
Yes, it's often more fun to go walking with a group of people so you can talk to them. And there again, perhaps you can make a new friend.
Thank you, Roncar.
You are welcome for whatever encouragement I have been able to give you.
I appreciate it.
I give you many blessings.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Well, all is quiet, so I guess it is time for me to say goodnight. So I give you all my blessings. Good night.
Thank you.
I am back. Okay, well, that looks like it's the end of the evening. And I just, as usual, just wanted to come back to say goodbye. I'll see you next week if you are tuning in. And remember, I love you all. Good night.
Love you.